Today we are talking about the three-member Jammu Kashmir interlocutor panel which has gone to Srinagar. All of us know that this panel has just made a beginning. It has reached Srinagar yesterday, Saturday. And on reaching, दिलीप पडगांवकर जी जो इस 3-member पैनल की चेयरमैन है और हेड है, इनफॉर्मली प्रेस को उधर मीट किया है और उस इनफॉर्मल मीटिंग में ऐसे कमेंट्स उनके अपने मन की बात है या तो उनकी ब्रीफ है, मुझे मालूम नहीं हो रही है. He has given such statement which has been reported in all the newspapers today. And for our benefit today, here I'll just read out 2 important lines which has been mentioned by him. He says in this so-called informal chat with the media, we are here, I'm quoting him, we are here to look for a permanent solution to the Kashmir issue. But a permanent solution is not possible without the involvement of Pakistan. This is exactly what Mr. Dileep Padgaonkar has said. And furthermore, probably clarifying his statement, he has also said any attempt to have a comprehensive solution without Pakistan's involvement is not possible. Pakistan has to be involved, unquote. So the statement that is made, I guess, just not once, in clarification, a second time too, clearly states something which we are not very sure was a part of the brief given to him. Is this part of the brief which the union government has given the panel of interlocutors? ये बात क्या उनके दिए गए चर्चांशनीय बातों का जिक्र करते हुए ये स्टेटमेंट दिया है क्या? ये उनको इंटरलॉक्यूटर्स को जो ब्रीफ दिया है उसमें एक अंश है क्या? अगर वो अंश बनते हैं फिर हमें डर है कि इस प्रोसेस को इंटरनेशनलाइज करने के लिए एक कोशिश है. If this indeed was part of the brief given to the interlocutors, it somewhere gives us the feeling that it is being internationalized. This process, this entire process is getting unnecessarily internationalized. What is the Pakistan dimension that Mr. Dileep Padgaonkar is referring to? He's mentioned it. I have not read that line as a quotation, but it has been reported that there is a Pakistan dimension to this. We just want to ask, what is the Pakistan dimension that this interlocutor is talking about? Has he overstepped his brief? If it is not part of the brief given to the panel, and if he has overstepped it, we from the BJP demand that the Prime Minister's office, the PMO, please give a clarification. The PMO should come out immediately because after all the panel has gone to Jammu Kashmir. In Srinagar from yesterday they've started their job, and this is the first time after being appointed the panel has reached Srinagar, and they're going to be there for at least this leg, we are told, for a whole week. And if during this whole week they're starting their, I think, very difficult and sensitive assignment, in this note, it raises a lot of questions. So therefore, we demand that the PMO immediately give us a clarification, give the nation a clarification if Mr. Padgaonkar's brief indeed it was to say what he said. It also gives us an impression that he is only legitimizing or rationalizing Pakistan's stand on this unfinished agenda on Kashmir, which we repeatedly hear. There is an unfinished agenda for Pakistan on Kashmir issue. This kind of a comment is only rationalizing that kind of a stand. Furthermore, it gives us the feeling that the panel is already taking the Hurriyat angle. Are all these kind of things intended somewhere? Unknowingly has it been said, or is it a comment which has been essentially an outcome of the brief that they have received? I think there is a lot of questions coming out of this informal chat that Mr. Padgaonkar has had in Srinagar yesterday. इसलिए हम मांग करते हैं कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर्स ऑफिस से तुरंत एक क्लैरिफिकेशन निकालना चाहिए कि क्या ये ब्रीफिंग में एक अंश था internationalizing the process, or what is it? There is a need for the PMO to intervene and give the nation a clarification on this matter immediate.
मैम इसको हिंदी में करते हैं। ये है कि जो पटगांवकर ने बोला है उसको हमने केंद्र सरकार से और पीएमओ से मांगा है, लेकिन क्या आप इस पैनल के बारे में टिप्पणी करेंगे और दिल्ली पटगांवकर को वापस पार्टी मांग करेंगे, इस तरह की बयान देंगे?
नहीं, ये सब ना एक पद्धति के रूप में चल रहे क्या, ऐसे हमें मन में आशंका आ रही है। एक तरफ से पहले कांग्रेस की जनरल सेक्रेटरी इतने हंगामा जब जम्मू एंड कश्मीर में हुआ, उस समय जब बाकी राज्यों में हम बोलते हैं लॉ एंड ऑर्डर सिचुएशन बिगड़ गए, चीफ मिनिस्टर क्या कर रहे हैं, उस समय कांग्रेस की जनरल सेक्रेटरी बोलते हैं नहीं नहीं प्लीज उनको ज़्यादा टाइम दे दीजिए। एक सर्टिफिकेट देने लायक स्टेटमेंट है वो। तुरंत सर्टिफिकेट और टाइम मिलने के बाद जम्मू कश्मीर के चीफ मिनिस्टर श्री उमर अब्दुल्ला ने ऐसे उनके असेंबली में एक स्पीच दिए हैं जिसमें बहुत चर्चा हुए, आप सबको मालूम है। ऐसे स्पीच जो कश्मीर की मोहल्ले में भी देने लायक नहीं है, सेपरेटिस्ट की बात सामने आई। It was almost as if that speech in the assembly of Jammu and Kashmir was written, scripted by extremists, separatists. It wasn't a speech which we would understand a chief minister who has been elected as per our constitutional rights could speak at all. So that is the second. Then you have the separatists come to Delhi even after the announcement of interlocutors has been made. And on the one hand, they reach on a Saturday there. Just a day or two before that, you have separatists sitting with the intellectuals who support Naxals, who are also questioning our constitution, all together on a platform, and right in our national headquarters in Delhi, they give such speech which are objectionable and verges on sedition. So, if you look at it, one after the other, there are events happening which give us a feeling that on the one hand the separatists are going away scot-free with whatever they want to speak and say, and if there is a union government appointed team going there to discuss this matter, to have wide-ranging discussions with all sectors, segments of society, is the interlocutor himself saying something which is beyond his brief? That is where there is a need for us to ask the Prime Minister's office to come out clean on what was the brief given to the interlocutors panel which has gone there.
Ma'am, the Army Chief has said that diluting the Armed Forces Special Powers Act is in fact pandering to the ideas, rather the requests of the separatists. Who would you hold responsible for any dilution, the centre or the state government?
See, very clearly we have mentioned that there should not be any dilution of the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, because the moment you dilute it, it is like sending the army with both their hands tied behind their backs. And that is not going to help the situation at all. So our position on the Armed Forces Special Powers Act is very clear. We do not want a dilution. But at this stage, of course, directly answering your question, it would be under the purview of the center. It is they who have to take responsibility for it.